AirDNA's chief economist, Jamie Lane, is well known as an expert in the short-term rental industry. He's appeared on TV,
Chief economist, Jamie Lane. Jamie, this is fascinating.
on podcasts,
It doesn't surprise me that Airbnb is going different.
and on stage to share his insights for STR hosts and investors around the world. Now, he's tackling his biggest challenge yet: purchasing, setting up, and running a successful short-term rental property.
Can Jamie go from STR data expert to real-life Airbnb host? This is Jamie's lane change. The property's been purchased, the hot tub's going in, Jamie's almost done putting that playground together. So what's left to do? The final hurdle is getting the logistics set up so that once the lanes are ready to invite their first guest, everything runs as smoothly as possible.
All right, Jamie, we're talking about managing the property. Are you going to manage it yourself, or are you hiring somebody to do it? What are you doing?
We are going to self-manage. I'm glad we are talking about this without Alex here, because it has definitely been a point of contention. I really want to see how it is. I want to interact with guests. I want
Have that experience.
of really getting to the pain points around operations, of management. And will we do it forever? Who knows? There are some great professional managers in North Georgia that I'd feel comfortable hiring to manage the property. Through the course of hosting the STR Data Lab, I talked with so many coaches. Almost all of them suggested self-manage for a bit, so that when you do get a property manager, you really know the value that they provide and can manage them better, because you're going to know the quality that you're looking for.
Okay, so tell me about the role that AirDNA plays in finding property managers.
So one of my favorite things about the AirDNA app is you can go to any market, any sub-market, and see who's professionally managing in that area. And I can see each professional manager, and I can see what their guest ratings are. So there's some professional managers that are crushing it, 4.9 stars, see the properties that they're managing. I can really dive into evaluating that property manager. And there's others that aren't doing so great. So I've got my list that I sort of developed through AirDNA to figure out, if I was going to hire a professional manager, which one I would hire. And then something new that AirDNA has been doing is actually connecting people through to property managers, sort of fill out a form, and we'll help you find the best property manager that's operating in your market. It really has everything I would need to find a property manager.
So managing a property like this sounds like it's quite a big job, right? What types of tools are you going to be using to help you to tackle this whole job?
One of the first tools that I'm going to sign up for is a property management system. I think one of the best kept secrets in the industry is Uplisting for managing your property. It's going to allow me to connect to all the different channels. So Airbnb, Vrbo, Booking.com, Google Vacation Rentals, create my own direct booking site. It's going to allow me to manage guest communication across any way that a guest is messaging me. It's all going to show up in one inbox.
Yeah, that seems really important.
And then I respond, and it goes back through the channel that they messaged me on. Managing locks, managing cleaners, all that is going to happen through Uplisting, which is going to make self-managing really possible. Would I do self-managing without Uplisting? I don't think so.
It sounds like Jamie's got a pretty good handle on his listing, but in the world of short-term rentals, always get a second opinion. So we reached out to the $1 million host herself, Julie George, to see what other suggestions she has for a new listing.
Okay, so for brand new hosts, it's so important that you get clear on what it is that you are going to be doing. Short-term rental hosting all looks very glamorous, but there's a lot of hard work and you need to do your research. So use a professional photographer. It is so important. I know that we're all masters with our iPhones these days, but it doesn't always guarantee a good photo. So get the lighting right, get the angles right, have professionals take those photos, and also consider getting a floor plan done of your property. It's something a little bit extra, but I find that listings with floor plans absolutely get the bookings. People can see where they're going to be staying and just how much living space is in that property. New hosts have to consider the logistics of a short-term rental. It is all glamorous putting these listings together, but who is going to clean that property? You need to think about the logistics, the manpower, the boots on the ground, Now, it all seems very easy to do it yourself, but it's not. And if you are not an expert cleaner, your reviews will soon reflect that.
Okay, Julie, so I know one thing that's on a lot of new hosts' mind is how to go about pricing their property. What would you suggest?
Don't guess and don't think that you can do this yourself. Pricing is always, what are we doing this for? Yes, we're doing it for the love of hospitality, but we're also wanting to make some money out of this. And you don't want to leave money on the table. I made the big mistake when I was in short-term rental hosting of not using dynamic pricing, and I paid the price for it. I left a lot of money on the table, and I would always say that a top tip for a new host is to engage professional dynamic pricing software. There are multiple softwares out there. I don't care which one you use. I just want you to make sure that you use an expert opinion. They can look at the supply, the demand, the occupancy, but they can also look at events. If there's a Taylor Swift concert in your area and you don't know about it, I can tell you that Dynamics pricing software experts will, and they will make sure you get the most money for your property on a nightly rate.
With Julie's tips in mind, Jamie is ready to launch his 5-star Airbnb. But what can an Airbnb host do to make sure that they're getting those 5-star reviews?
One, leaving reviews for guests. So with Uplisting, we'll be able to automate leaving reviews for guests, and that'll be the trigger to make sure they leave a review for you. And then the property description, writing all that, because one of the biggest disconnects on a listing could be when expectations don't meet reality.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. When you get exactly what you signed up for, it's like, this is what I thought it was going to be, no complaints.
Yeah, our goal is to exceed expectations,
Yeah.
not underperform.
Yeah, under promise, over deliver, that's the saying.
Yeah.
So it's official. Jamie's property is ready for business. In our next episode, we'll watch as Jamie invites a very special guest to be the first to stay at his property and get a glimpse of what it's like from a guest's perspective. As always, don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications for our YouTube channel so that you don't miss the next installment of Jamie's Lane Change.